So museums keep asking why volunteers aren't signing up, and the answer might be your website. So I'm Dr. Jenn with Kaleidoscope Heritage Focus, and today I'm going to be breaking down an academic article that isn't about museums, but absolutely applies to them. So civic and political volunteering, the mobilizing role of websites and social media in 4 countries. This is published in the Journal of Information Technology and Politics in 2025. So this is some recent research. And this is a good article to look out. The big finding is that websites matter more than social media when it comes to motivating people to actually volunteer. So you're not looking at like what you're posting or how many followers on the account. You're looking at specifically the volunteer web page, the access portal. So for museums that rely on volunteers to survive, and I don't know of very many museums that don't rely on volunteers to survive. So this is huge. This is really good research. I'm going to show you exactly what museums can take away from this article and how you can apply it without having a big budget. Social media is a hot button topic. It feels powerful, but this research says it's not your strongest volunteer tool. So the study found that people who visit an organization's website were far more likely to volunteer than the people who follow you on social media. Why? Because websites do something social media can't. The website provides depth. It provides your mission, what the expectations are for volunteering, what impacts you're going to make, and what the next steps are. So for museum, this means your website isn't just informational, it's your primary volunteer recruitment tool. So social media still matters, it's still important, but it works best when it points people directly to your website, not replacing the website. You don't want to use social media to replace your volunteer recruiting tool on your website. The other side of this, though, is that if your volunteer page is vague, this research also explains why it's not working. So the article shows that people are more likely to volunteer when they clearly understand what the organization does, why help is needed, and what your volunteers are actually going to be doing. So many museum pages just say, we need a volunteer. Volunteers needed. We rely on volunteers. And then there may be an application form and there might be some success stories or something, but there's not, for lack of a better word, a job description. There's not a list of projects that are available. There's nothing to really give anybody any idea of what expected of them. So when you don't explain your role, you don't explain time commitment, you don't explain what the physical demands are, what the impact is going to be, this lack of clarity does not inspire enthusiasm, does not help recruit volunteers. So what you want to do is provide that clarity that's going to move people from being interested into actually the action portion, which is applying and becoming a volunteer. Now, earlier I said the website was more important than social media, and I don't want to say that social media is not important. That's not the case. What the article demonstrates is that you need a strong website and social media to support that website. They need to work together. So the strongest predictor of volunteering isn't a website alone or social media alone, it's when they're actually working together. So you think of social media as sort of like an invitation. It's out there in the world, people come across it. That's where you're going to get some interaction. And then you want to direct that interaction to your website because the website is the commitment space. So for museums, this means your social media posts should link directly to volunteer pages. Your volunteer pages should be clear, accessible, and current, and neither should exist in isolation. So one small website change can increase your volunteer engagement. So here's the takeaway you can apply this week. Go to your museum volunteer page and ask, would somebody know exactly what they're signing up for or what opportunities we have available for them? If the answer is no, then the article tells you that this may be one of the reasons why you have a volunteer registration stall. So clear information isn't boring. It's what turns interest into action. So I hope you found this helpful. And on Sunday, I'll be sharing another article and what museums can learn from it.